Welcome, everybody. It is December 12th, 2023, a Tuesday night. This is going to be something a little bit different tonight. I wasn't even going to do it, but however, it still has to go on. I'm glad to be in the land of the living. Could have been another way, but thank God we're still here tonight. This is going to be a definitely keeping it real conversation show tonight with myself as the guest. I believe in 6 degrees of separation. You're literally one person away, one advice away, one help away from where you need to be in your destiny, proven over and over again since I started this show. Sometimes it's a lot easier when you're on the other side and I get to ask questions to my guest. But tonight, it's an open dialogue. So for those who are coming in, you can ask me anything you want. I am literally an open book. So come in and begin to ask your questions. For those who don't know the story of how this podcast actually started, it was in 2020, or the end of 2019. And we were in the shutdown moment of not being able to go outside of, your work or whatever. And I was so concerned with my family and friends. And the only way I could, outside of the phone, was to reach out to them on Facebook. And we would have conversations on Facebook about their life. I thought it was very important at that moment to cherish the moment, cherish the breath in your body. Because at that time, it was so many people dying that we wasn't afraid, but it was, I don't want to lose another friend or another family member and I know nothing about them. Or I only knew surface things about them. And so the conversation came up of, wow, you know some really cool people. And then they begin to share. And they begin to share. And I got into reaching out to the And1 players. And then the show shifted. 90% of the people, 80% of the people that have been on this show, I've never met in person. 80%. Over 300 and something episodes. Some of them I've never met. And a lot of them don't live in Michigan, which is fine. I love it where it is virtual. You can do the show wherever. It makes it easier for people to say yes. I have a gift. Where it makes it easy for people to talk, feel comfortable in whatever state that they're in around me. I'm not a judgmental person. Most things that people have discussed on this show, I've dealt with firsthand. It's hard to say you're going to be the sunshine to someone and you never had a dark day. I've had plenty. Even to the point when I first start this show, that I'm grateful that I'm still in the land of the living. Could have been, should have been another way, but I'm here. We have talked about grief. We've talked about disease. We've talked about being molested, raped, being abused in every way. We have talked about love, divorce, all of these things that most of us have dealt with some form or fashion. And some of the other stuff of encouragement, inspiring, coming together. The village is definitely my heart. I know firsthand as a kid to be in plays and Easter speeches and things of that nature. So I was never afraid of being in the limelight. But there was this time in my life where I didn't feel like I could fit in, nor could I be in the limelight. I didn't look like everybody, didn't sound like everybody. I was a big girl, big boned girl, tall and skinny, to the point where my big mom called string bean. I was always being helpful, even my fondest memories in elementary school, always going to help the damsel in despair. I actually welcomed it, fighting boys or fighting other girls. I was always rooting for the underdog. So when I get to hear the stories, the survival stories of the comeback kids, I get excited. When I hear the stories of this is nothing but God, because I wouldn't have made it if it wasn't for him. The question on the table is, what would you tell someone if they wanted to start a podcast? Do it. The advice that was given to me was start on YouTube of tutorials, free tutorials on how to start. You don't want to go broke trying to start. There are ways that you can start your podcast without having to do monthly subscriptions or things of that nature. Some of the equipment, regular laptop with a camera on it, video cam. Nowadays, the ring light, where you can see a little bit on the side. I'm in my home. I've never stepped foot in a studio to do my show. It was even the moment that God actually told me to stay on my couch because this was the way for us to feel comfortable in our own homes or wherever you are. So at the time, of course, when I started, it wasn't a lot of face-to-face. We were in shutdown. So it's easy for me to do this being at my home. I had also in this same circle, shout out to Larry Bug, who encouraged me to do a podcast. And he walked me through it. I was on Zoom at first, and we would change it from the Facebook link to Zoom to go out at the same time. And then I graduated from Zoom to now I use StreamYard, which is a monthly subscription, and it goes out 5 different platforms at the same time. So I am live on my YouTube channel. I'm live on my Facebook page, Twitch, and formerly known as Twitter. So that helps me to broaden the audience. And going out at one time is a lot easier than trying to record and trying to link this to link this to link this. And so this is how I've been operating. Of course, the more time I have and the more time I study different things, it makes it easier for me to do. I haven't got to the place where somebody else can do it for me. That would be wonderful, but I haven't arrived at that place yet. Know who your audience is. Question on the table. How did you get all of your guests to come on your show? Well, my mantra is I believe in 6 degrees of separation. You're literally one person away, one advice away, one help away from where you need to be in your destiny. It started off as my local family and friends. And I thought they were the stories that I was told in the beginning. People would be like, I didn't know, because I started on Facebook and people were in the same circles. They didn't know who Jamila Johnson was or how dope she is, which is my first cousin. She's in the golfing world, bad. And her mom, Selena, Dr. Selena Johnson, one of the coldest Black women in golf. So I was having conversations with them, and people were chiming in, asking questions, wanted to know who my cousin was, and it just took off. More people wanted to not only be guests, but they would tell whoever the guest was would tell somebody else. Like, I know another person who I feel like the world needs to know who they are. And so a guest will tell another guest, just like word of mouth, basically. And then shout out to Main Event, Wally Dixon, formerly a part of AND1. He really believes in the concept of this show. He really believes in me, to the point that his contacts, he was personally sending people over to me to have conversations with the show. And I thought that was amazing. Like, he didn't have to do that at all. So the show ranged from your local 9 to 5. I had no problem with talking to kids. It doesn't matter. If you have a story to tell, I am willing and able to share this platform with you to go forward in talking about your life. Whether it's you telling about you being on stage, if you're into music, if you're promoting your books, whatever it is, everybody needs that one person to open the door for them. I don't charge anyone to come tell their story. I just know the world needs to hear it. I believe in a village where we all can be successful together. There's no need for you to hold back your secrets. Even if it's telling your life story of some of the things that you have overcame in marriages or divorce, whatever. Every little help counts. Every little help counts. Being bold and confident in yourself and your abilities. Like I said, I was gifted to make people comfortable. to tell their whatever it is. And I love learning about more the next human being, because I find out that we're more alike than we are different, but you'll never know that until you start talking. And I have been in places with some of the biggest, baddest producers, writers in the world. So when they are, having a moment and a break in their schedule and they can come and talk to me, I share everything that I do, that I have overcame. I share because somebody needed that. Thank you. How do they get in touch with you to be on your show? I am on Facebook as Sunshine Kamela, Kamela. You could inbox me. You can call or text me 313-949-5768. Or you can email me, Kamela, Kamilah Foster 51@gmail.com. Any way you can get in touch with me is fine. Again, age doesn't matter, race doesn't matter. Everybody has a story to tell. Today I wasn't planning on coming on today. A lot of the guests that I wanted to come on were all busy tonight. So I didn't have a show planned for tonight. And I got an inbox or a text message like, "You okay? You not having a show tonight?" And I was like, no. I'm just gonna take it easy. I've been tired. And they was like, "Well, why don't you just tell your own story?" So I invited some more people on to whatever questions that you have about me, about my show. Feel free to ask me. I am definitely an open book. We could talk about any and everything. And that is the whole important thing also about this platform, as no holds barred. No holds barred. I recently had a health scare. They thought I had colon cancer. And it was very ironic at the time that I had some cancer survivors. Rose Sumter is one, who's on here right now. I literally, when I got the news that day, she was on my show that night. And God was surrounding me around people who have been survivors of cancer. The strength that this woman has, the faith that this woman has, is what I needed to be plugged into and continue to be plugged into. And at the moment, I laughed because I'm like, yeah, no, I got too much stuff to do. I still got a whole bunch of people to meet. I got to get to TV land. All these different things was running through my mind. Like, really? Nah. All the way up into the colonoscopy. And because other people had it before, they were letting me know all is well. I went in and I had my first colonoscopy. So if you're 45 or older, or you have cancer that runs through your family, please get checked. Rose was another person that got on me. And really, I just had a doctor's appointment it's your yearly checkup for your mammogram. Go get your breast checked. That is male and female. Take care of yourself. You're no good to anyone if you're not here. We're not getting any younger. So we really got to take care of ourselves. So we conquered that. I don't have cancer. And it's just another journey of what the devil tried and he failed again. Now it's on the point of being a survivor, an overcomer of diabetes. I've been diabetic for a while, in denial, and I need to take care of myself. I have recently been on a couple of stages in acting. I sing every week at church, and it was another life for me, another thing that I really didn't know I could do. And this is another thing that it doesn't matter what age you are, don't stop living. You never know the gifts that God has placed in you that's still hidden. Just get out and do. Surround yourself with positive people. You do great. Where I work is so many positive people, and they make sure that it rubs off on you. Whether you're a writer, whether you're singing, whether you're on stage. To be honest, the last stage play I was in, a lot of my coworkers came to support me. That meant the world to me. My family members came to support me, and that meant the world to me. And then people that I knew through other people showed up, and you just never know. You just never know. Just show up and allow God to be God in your life. So many opportunities and doors have opened for my yes. I recently was, I'm not sure if you guys have watched the series on Hulu called Black Cake. Black Cake has opened up some things inside of me emotionally that I thought I had no clue, no idea. I thought I was over some of the topics and issues that's in this series, which caused me to have some of the things that I want to talk about tonight. We have gone through life with the idea that whatever happens in your house stays in your house, or that there's a bad stigma to being in counseling or therapy. Well, you need it. Black Cake brought up so many issues in our culture that has happened, to the point of I had to stop because I cried so much. There were moments in my life that I had identity issues, just like in Black Cake. I wasn't sure who I was. I wasn't sure how to navigate. I wasn't sure because some things was never told to me until I was older. I went through a period where I didn't want to be a girl. I didn't. I identified with boys. I wanted to be a boy. It was much easier to me to be a boy than it was a girl. I didn't like shoes. I didn't like dresses. I didn't like nothing about being a girl at all. I have pictures of my cousin carrying me at my mom's wedding with no shoes on because I didn't like shoes. I don't like shoes to this day, if you really want to know. A story that I was told is that the identity of who I am as a whole, the man who raised me was not my father. He loved me as if I was his own, but he wasn't my father. I had older cousins to tell me, hey, you know that's not your father, right? Oh, yeah, I knew. No one told me. I assumed because I didn't look like my brother or sister. I didn't really research or wanted to know until I had a cousin whose father was in a movie. And I said, well, what if my father was an actor? I was sent home to have a conversation. And the story I was told, I said, wow. Is this really it? Subconsciously, I thought it was okay because that was the story I was told about him. I didn't understand why he didn't want me. Why did he didn't want me? So I never knew what he looked like. I still don't to this day. And to make matters worse, not too long ago, another story was told to me to say that that person that was said to be your father just might not be your father. Say what? So who is it? So here comes the question of, do I pry? Do I ask? Do I bring more pain to my mom? Or do I leave it alone and stay ignorant to who really is the one? Black Cake, you own to something. See, the story is you can literally live a lie based off the narrative that you were told. You won't know any different unless somebody else close to the story tells you the truth. This woman was adopted. She had no clue, no idea. The people in the circle was told by these parents, don't ever tell her that she was adopted. She had no idea that she was Black. She was living life as a white person. Now, how many of us know people like this? And not just the passing of. She was told this story all your life. Come to find out, it was never no truth to it. Identity crisis is a scary place to be when you don't know who you are. And I don't mean if you don't know who you are in God. Not just that. It's more to it than that. No matter how hard it is, you got to tell the truth. Somebody else's life is in hand, whether we want to admit it or not. Being raped, and you had nobody to talk to because they blamed you. It was my fault. And on top of that, I was in a place I should have never been. Thanks, Black Cake. Thank God I didn't have a baby from this. But it's a lot. It's a lot. So the thing that I want you to understand, a lot of these things that we go through life shapes you to be who you are now. There was moments when I never thought that I'll be able to smile again. After it was one drama after another, after another, after another. Being suicidal, I thought was the easiest thing out. But God wouldn't let me be. So you got to become the help that you once needed. I find that I meet more women and men now, for real, who've been touched, unwanted, who've been rejected, feeling lonely, and can't fit in. You don't know. That's why I don't judge. You don't know. Everybody deals with pain differently. For me, pain equated to, or my coping for going through drama and pain and rejection and disappointment and all these things, it wasn't alcohol. It wasn't drugs. It was sex. Lots and lots of sex. I thought sex would drown out my pain. But it didn't. It left me more empty. I didn't get too close to girlfriends. They gave me reasons not to trust them. So I had trust issues. That was both in and out the church. Some of my worst, I want to say enemies, whatever you want to call them, were from people who proclaimed to love God. You learn your lesson and you keep it moving. I found something else, which was art, to help me because I was tired of giving of myself. I was trying to find love in all the wrong places and all the wrong men. I always say, all prostitutes don't walk the street. Just know, I've been through a lot of, but thank God I don't look like what I've been through. While I'm talking, you can ask me questions. I felt like it was needed to come out tonight. It was needed. It's the holiday season. People are in their feelings. They feel like they can't measure up to certain standards. People expecting you to do things for them. Let's find the real reason for Christmas. I'm not into the commercial stuff. I try to stay to myself. So when the real ones come around, I'll know for real. Let's give. Let's give back to the people who really need real love. It's people in shelters that really need your help. There's kids who need your help. It's families trying to figure out how and where their next meal is coming from. Why are you worried about you? Hospital rooms, nursing homes, looking for someone to come visit them. Why are we worried about Gucci and with all these other places. What does it all mean? I tell my friends one day I'm going to be famous. That's the disclaimer. I tell them, like, y'all better get y'all autograph now because it's going to happen. But I make sure a room full of people, I make sure you feel like you're a celebrity. Every last person. You can ask anyone that's been in a play or anything with me. I'm going to become the help I once needed. Someone that's really trustworthy and can tell me how to get through those lonely nights. To tell me how to get through not knowing who you are. Feeling like when you're around other people that you're the outsider and you don't and can't fit in. I'm different. I'm strange. But I realize more and more I'm supposed to be. I got ridiculed a lot for having tattoos, a tongue piercing, and multiple ear piercing and things of that nature. And it's the very thing that, and my color, that attracts people to talk to me. Has it been easy? Absolutely not. But I wouldn't trade it. Because on the other side of going through, it makes sense. Why he chose me to go through the things that I've been through. Thank you, Black Cake. It used to be an everyday struggle to get up. Find a reason why. Felt like I had everything and it was all gone. Just that fast. But I had to rebuild. I had to start over. Wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do that. The one man in my life that meant the world to me was now gone. My dad had been my biggest cheerleader since I can remember. I didn't think life it wasn't life. I felt like I had been committed to a permanent jail cell. Me and my dad was so cool that he knew when I was making bad decisions or when stuff was not right. He'll call me, come on, Camila, come on over. It's time for our daddy-daughter talk. And when I didn't have him to talk to, it was hard. Nights were longer. Darkness became a whole different meaning to me. And although I was married at the time, I felt lonelier than I ever felt in my life. I had to find my way. If not, grief had a plan to take me out. Depression had a plan to take me out. I had to find my why, and real quick, because I didn't want to live. Not without my daddy. Daddy looked so peaceful. Like at any moment, we could shake him and wake him up. He done defeated death several times. This ain't it. What you mean he cold? What you mean he gone? Not without me? I wrote something the other day about regret. I'll read it in a minute. We have a question on the table. What inspired you to live so openly after that? When did you start singing and acting? Living openly after divorce, after I thought, where do I go from here? I was married for 16 years. It's a long time. My dad was gone. And I was not happy in the situation that I was in. So once that turned, I decided I was never going back into a cage again. I started finding me again. So I was singing, I was writing, I was journaling, I was doing everything to get all of this out of me. I've been singing all my life. I was acting in church and things of that nature, but I got a call, and this was in the last, after I was divorced, I decided, try something different, do something different, get back into your first loves, which was singing. And the first stage casting call that I ever done as an adult was Perilous Times. A friend called me and said, they're having these auditions. I think you should go. I think it would be a great opportunity for you. At the time, I think my hair was green. And I said, well, if you know me, you know I'm an early bird. So I went there, and it was a one lady before me who was actually a gospel recording artist. We were down there, and it was like, are you trying out for singing, or are you trying out for acting? And I was like, well, can we do both? And it was like, yeah. So I tried for both. I conquered so many things that day. just jumping in. Don't think about it. Just jump in and try it. You might like it. They might pick you. So prior to that summer, I want to say we went to Jamaica August of 22. So a couple of months before auditions, I jumped off a 15-foot cliff. And I hesitated at first. And then the man said, which made me calm, he said, in order for you to jump and let go of your fear, you got to see yourself beyond where you are now. And I felt a peace, and I felt like it wasn't my time to go. So I jumped. And because I didn't jump the way I wanted to, I did it again. And this time, I ran and jumped. That built my confidence. I was no longer fearful of anything. I went in that room in front of Pam and Shirley, sung a song they never heard before. They made me go up like 6 octaves, something I wasn't comfortable in doing. That ain't what I practice. A couple of weeks went by. I didn't hear anything. I'm thinking, well, I tried. The night I reached out, the night they reached out to me to say, hey, congratulations. We want you for the alto of the chorus of Peerless Times. And that began my journey of never stopping. I conquered and done Peerless Times. And then after that, I did modeling auditions. I got one, and then that show got canceled. Then I turned around and did another one and got that one and went forth. And then after that, got another audition for a play. But this time, I was a speaking part. And now that opportunity right there, you can't take from me. And so I'm looking for bigger and better things. There are some things in the horizon. So that's the story. And I met some wonderful, awesome people through all these experiences. And I'm still in touch with them right now. Hey. I can't see your picture. Keyboard, right? Ace. So yeah. Singing and acting. I danced. I was going live for my ballroom class. And that was my way of exercising and keeping in shape. Going swimming. Hey, going swimming, doing all these things to keep me motivated, keep me in a place of being confident in myself. With me, I was, I think we talked about this before. I was emotional eater. So my weight will always fluctuate. My highest was like, at one point I was 300 and something pounds. I was 300 and something pounds. And anything I was going through or I was feeling, I was eating ice cream and cereal and all types of stuff. I just didn't care. I just didn't care. So now it's when I feel certain things, I change it up. It's not eating. Sometimes I just got to be quiet, or I'll just write music. Some of these people that you around all the time, they're hurting. They're hurting. Maybe you their answer. Can they come and talk to you? They're hurting. Baby mama drama, baby daddy drama, not enough money, where the next meal coming from? I'm not happy in this relationship. I'm not happy at work. Let's talk about regret. So I wrote this the other day. I sent it to a few people. And for whatever reason, they thought I was talking to them. But I wasn't. It was just at that moment when I wanted to talk about what regret was doing to me. So, regret is the title. Are you guys still with me? I know I'm talking a lot. While I'm doing this, you still guys can still ask questions. Are you guys still with me? It's funny how we truly never admit the elephant in the room. We never want to talk about the moments that we could do differently. I refuse to go another day ignoring the obvious. There have been seasons where you weigh heavily upon me, and it's caused some serious internal stresses and issues. Today, I want to address you, the elephant in the room. I don't appreciate you coming into my space, reminding me of things I chose to forget. I didn't ask you to put me on a journey of shadow working my traumas. I didn't ask you to. Let me decide when and how I want to deal with my past. I want peace and tranquility. I don't want to see the faces of people who did me wrong. I don't even want to hear their names. I don't want to hear another love song like Neo said. I want to tell you, you are selfish and full of crap. I think you should leave. Leave me alone. Pack your bags and be gone. Because I don't want you here no more, as the group Ideal used to sing. Regret. I know I made some mistakes. And I chose the wrong things and people, but I don't want to reflect on that right now. I've moved on. So let me keep moving. In my spare time, I don't want you creeping around me like a stalker. Go get you some business. Go away. Don't come back. I have become and I'm becoming exactly who God wants me to be. I don't need your help, regret. So go into the bottom of the Mississippi River and drown yourself. I can look in the mirror and say that I'm not what I used to be, and God is still working on me. So goodbye. Good riddance. I don't want to have to address you again or have this same conversation again. So step off. I got things to do, and it has nothing to do with you. Signed. Looking forward to my best years. Goodbye for the last time, regret. See you later. I don't want to see you again. So yeah. What do you guys think? That was regret. I am in the process of also writing my second book. And it's called Prayer Changes Things. And I'm also working on book number 3, which is The Diamond in the Rough. So your smiling faces, you never know who needs it. We never talked about infertility, right? I was desperate at one point that I was about to be Sarah and have a surrogate wife, a surrogate mother to have a child for me. I didn't feel like I could be all that without being a mother to my own child. I've mothered so many children that was not mine, but it left me empty when I had to disconnect from the child. I had one set of parents who, well, the mother was jealous of me because of my relationship with their child. They couldn't understand how I was so close, or they would talk to me and not them. I'm like a mother hen. I just never birthed my own child. So it used to bother me. At moments, it still bothers me. But one thing that makes it a lot easier sometimes is God promised me children. God's not a liar. Man will always keep coming up with, but when? You're not young. This, and that. Yes, I know I'm 45, knocking on 46. I get it. But it ain't like I didn't try. It just ain't time. Or it's not with that person. Trust me, when I find out, the whole world's gonna know. So, we realize we all got issues. The important part is how you deal with it. And no, you're not alone. The enemy will make you think that you're alone, but you're not. Some of the issues we dealt with, they did way back then. Ain't nothing new under the sun. Promise you, it's not. They try to change the name. They try to put on a different label. It's the same. Any more questions? I know y'all have more questions than this. Got to. While we're waiting for the more questions on this Thursday, I have the Crowder kids on. So we have 5 siblings that will be on the show this Thursday at 7 p.m. And I'm looking forward to having a conversation with them. We just had Aaliyah on last week, and oh my God, she had me rolling. I'm still getting conversations about her to this day. So again, if you have a story to tell, please get in touch with me. I'm looking forward to it, of digesting and really talking about it. Most likely, I've dealt with it somehow, some form or fashion. If I haven't, somebody in my circle have. I can point you in the right direction. You can get the help that you needed. You need. The impossible has been done. I had one lady who was HIV positive, and she's not now. And so the declaring of people being cured from all types of diseases, proven on here that God is real. Years of battling with suicide and trying to figure out who you are and all these different things. I've been freed from people and their opinions. That type of thing will put you in jail. I don't got time for that at all. People's opinion about me, what I should look like, what I should do, and all it. Nope. Nope. I can't give you power like that. Giving my power to the wrong person landed me in jail. I don't like being in jail. So, can't do it. Now, I push. I'm the encourager. Let's go. Let's get it. The enemy can't hit a moving target. Let's go. Let's go. We got to go. We already touched on some of the, main things. I had girlfriends, literally. It's okay. I'm not like that now. It was a phase. And some of y'all just as open as an open door. But, we all play the game. We keep hiding. Hey, it is what it is. And the same ones that say I would never, and I won't, and okay. Right. I'm going to leave it at that. It's not an easy journey, though. You have cravings. You have things that in this flesh, oh my God. I got to have somebody in my village that be like, I can call, sis, bro, this is how I'm feeling. This is what's going on. Be honest with yourself. I'm not always God is. Ace, are you still on here? Hi, Yolanda. If you haven't started the series again, Black Cake, you should. All I can tell you is get some tissue ready because you're going to need it. Absolutely. Then again, the person that you're talking to, you never know what that person is going through. You be an encouragement to each other. But if you both be quiet, who can help? I'm definitely a person who God turned their identity around. I know who I am, regardless if you accept it or not. I'm not changing for nobody or their opinion or none of that. I I just can't. The ones we trusted the most were the ones who really stuck it to us. Thanks, Black Cake. It's all good. Any more questions? Come on, people. I know you got questions. It's nothing off limits. Mm. Yes, it's a good one. You need to start watching Black Cake. If you could do anything differently, what would it be? Um, in high school, I would do more. I would push myself more. I wouldn't have failed the test on purpose to get into King, Cass, and Renaissance. I probably wouldn't have went to Osborne. I dumbed myself down on purpose. I would have finished my degree at the University of Michigan. I would finish my degree at Wayne County Community College because I knew I could. I chose my parents over my career. Both of my parents were in the hospital at the exact same time for a while, and I had to drop out of school, and I never went back. So, yeah, sometimes you gotta choose you instead of sometimes other people, regardless if they're family or not. Yes, it was, yeah. I got married at 23, 24. I'm still a baby. Also, if you didn't know, I won a full scholarship to Albion College to play softball. And I chose to go to the University of Michigan with my best friend at the time, who that school wasn't giving me a lot of money, but I met some awesome people at the University of Michigan. I really did. How does it feel to let your light shine so bright now? Um, it's a day-to-day thing. When you're a trailblazer and when you can't hide anymore, here comes accountability, discipline, which I really didn't have. Um, you got to move differently. You got to talk differently than what you would have done before, which is not easy because we train ourselves and being comfortable. It's not easy, but I don't regret it either. Come on, keep it coming. Oh, and if you didn't know, I lived 9 years in Alabama, Huntsville, Alabama. And if my parents wasn't sick, I would have never moved back here. And that's the honest to God truth. My plan when I moved away in 2005, I wasn't coming back to Michigan. But I didn't feel right living it up down there, and my parents were struggling. And I'm the oldest. What is my dream career? To be a redefined Ellen DeGeneres. What is the process you use to pick your opportunities? Um, it depends on the timing. And for me, is really the availability that I have. I try to stay committed to my church schedule, like, Wednesday nights, Sundays. Uh, I try to stay committed to, at one point, my dance classes is on Monday. So things for me, and then things that my husband were open to. So my husband usually works 6 to 7 days a week. And so when he's at work, I try to keep myself busy. Um, so a lot of the things that I was in had rehearsals on Saturdays, most of the time when he was at work. So that made it easier for me to, oh, he not home. So it's not like I'm missing home like that. Um, Modeling, I love doing. The only bad thing about that is standing in heels for a long time. And I told y'all I don't like shoes. So that was the only issue with that. As far as auditioning for stage plays and things of that nature, most of the time the rehearsals was, times that I could do, and made it work. Are there any opportunities that you turned down? Mm, I don't think so. Not that I know of. Like I said, if it worked in my schedule, I would try to, go forth and do it. The only time that I didn't, if it was conflicting with something else I had coming down the pipe, I always try to work ahead or try to keep myself busy from one project to the from one project to the next. I have little things in between. Like I have a video shoot this Sunday with one of my friends. And so I'll be doing that. And then I have a cousin who has, she's doing a TV series. So I'll be, a part of that when that starts. Um, and so, like I said, there's opportunities. And then just stay humble, be nice. You never know what door will open for you. Just knowing somebody else, show up for other people. You want them to show up for you, show up for other people. Pay it forward. Mm-hmm. Right now, I have a couple of people who are writers. So I'm, they're sparking the interest of writing. I've, stage play, write out was a book. And so here it is, your opportunities to write, put it out there. You never know. You might turn your book, your script, your poem into a stage play, into a movie. Some of the opportunities of, being on Tubi and all of these different things is being nice. Show up. Don't act like you know everything. Just get it done. And one thing I like sharing is because I want you to understand that if I can do it, so can you. If you come from certain backgrounds, don't use that as an excuse to not do or not try. Just do it. I have younger cousins who's interested in acting. So me talking to them is like, wow. So what what advice would you give younger Camila if given the chance? If it was up to me, it would be there's a couple of things. It would don't think for others. So I was always told to play chess. If you know how to play chess or checkers, but mainly chess. So you're thinking ahead. You think you know what the next move is going to be. So a lot of times I was thinking for others before they would even respond or whatever. Think for yourself. Try more. Don't just do the bare minimum. Really push yourself. I was a very smart young lady, and I dumbed myself down a lot because I didn't want to be what others wanted me to be. So it would be to know you, live for you. I'm not saying live life without a care, but live life. I know a young lady who's not even 40 yet, and she's been to Paris, she's been to Rome, she's been to Italy, she's been somewhere everywhere by herself. You don't need a whole bunch of people to go with you, and be okay with that, if that makes sense. How do you keep God first when so many things that have your attention right now? I know that I can't do anything without him. And sometimes when it gets too loud, I gotta shut things down. There is still a lot of things that I could do better when it comes to my relationship with God. Reading more, praying more, all these different things that I can't say, you know, all these opportunities come from God. And sometimes when you get into a place where it's me, where is God? And so I have to make sure I have a balanced life, if that makes sense. Do you ever get to witness to people while on projects? Yes, absolutely. It's not the witness that you think. Is you being you and showing the love of God through your smile, through your caring, through your hugs, during your moments of actually caring about somebody. Um, that part right there. And then we find out that we're our cast full of believers. Yeah. So that's the fun part, because then you get to do the project for God, for real, for real. Like, he's fine, but is he saved? Everybody was a believer. Everybody, um, man, Kim Brooks, shout out to Kim Brooks. She dedicated every Sunday night to praying all the way up until um, showtime. We prayed every Sunday for not only the cast, not only everything that had to do with production, but just our lives in general. And when I tell you, it was amazing experience for all of them, whoever could. It wasn't mandatory, but the fact that the writer, the producer, wanted to have prayer was, I can never, um, that was an amazing experience in itself. Yolanda, you still here? Rose, you still here? Lita, you still here? Yeah, it has been definitely a journey of dealing with addictions. Like I told you, I was addicted to sex. I was addicted to porn. Um, yeah, it was a lot. Trying to fill a void, and trying to um, mask over being hurt. You'd be surprised at the things that you do. Any more questions? Let me do this. So, for those who are on, can you share your experience that you had being with me or knowing me? What has your experience been like? Anybody? When so many people let the hurt of their past stop them, what made you keep going? Um, to be honest, I just felt like I believed in fairy tales. I still do. I just didn't feel like my story was over. Every story has a villain and a hero. Sometimes the villain or the hero doesn't look like who you think they are. But I love stories, and my story's not over. There's a lot of times where I'm hurt, I'm disappointed, I'm let down, I'm frustrated, even now. Um, and I know my story's not over. I'm going to get to TV land. I'm going to get to the big screen. I'm going to get there. I believe it. And I just got to keep working, keep doing, keep helping, keep sharing, because it's never about me. It never was. The crap, the stuff that I've been through was for another young lady, another young man. And all you have to do is listen and take heed. That's it. I didn't live this life for me. Some of the things I know just to get it right before my children get here. So it's not for me. So I got to keep going. I have no choice. What is your one message to the world? Oh, let me go back. What we go through is not for us, it's for someone else. Absolutely. What is your one message to the world? Uh, don't judge a book by its cover. And sometimes the ugliest art end up selling the most. Y'all catch that tomorrow. Sometimes the ugliest art sells for the most. Londa, you still here? I will say again that the people I've met during this journey of my life, the good, the bad, the ugly, have shaped me to be who I am, who I continue to strive to get better in this life. Um, and it was some hard, struggling times, ups and downs, twists and turns, all that wonderful things. But again, it needed to be done. It was all necessary. I didn't know. I didn't grow up thinking I was going to be a podcaster. It didn't exist. I didn't know. Um, I thought that I was going to be an athlete all my life. That didn't work out. So I had other things. I always had my brain. My household didn't believe in C's, D's, E's, and F's and all of that stuff. You had to get the work done, or you wasn't going to be able to do nothing else. That's for sure. So I thought I was going to play basketball. I thought I was going to do softball. I was in sports all year round. So, yeah. But I made it. I'm making it. If you ever need me, I'm here. If you need a shoulder to cry on, you need somebody to talk to, I'm here. Some of the stuff that you have no clue, no idea that I have witnessed, I've seen, I've been a part of. But I'm making it. Thank you, Rose. And so are you, a walking miracle. Um, have you ever thought about being a mentor to a youth group? Um, no, yeah. When I was a youth director, yeah, I tried to tell them about life all the time. I use my life experiences, good, bad, and ugly, to talk to them. I was, we had personal conversations that they couldn't have with their parents. Or we would do, I was the mediator between them. I wanted people, especially the youth, to know that I was here for them no matter what. Push them, know that somebody's here for you. Um, Support goes a long way, believe it or not. It's the little things that matter. When you look back as an adult to the things that really matter to you, did you have support? Did you? I remember going to my mom and I wanted to be an ice skater. First, it started off as a gymnast because I saw Mary Lou Retton. Then it was, I wanted to be an ice skater because I saw Debbie Thomas. And my mom said to both, do you have that type of money? So that didn't happen. So what did we play in the hood? Basketball, football, baseball, things that are not as expensive. All sports are expensive, as expensive as those. but I still didn't rely on skill. I still went to DAPSEP. I went to all these different things because I thought I was going to be a computer engineer. Nope. Actually, youth is my heart. Because if I can get them before they get corrupted, I can't even say middle school. We need to go in elementary. That's why I wanted to be a teacher. But I teach a different way. Are you all, what are you all you ever wanted to be? Are you all you ever wanted to be? If not, how close are you? I am definitely not all that I want to be. And even in that, I still don't feel like I'm close. I feel like there's still more to come out of me that I don't even know about yet. Even more into singing, even more into my writing, even into acting. I really want to, when it's all said and done, I want to be able to say that I helped so many people. And it's not about accolades, it's about a real heart, genuine to help people. Because there was moments, again, that we've been talking about all night that I didn't feel like I had that. What if I had somebody to talk to? What if I trusted someone else? What if? So there's great moments that are still awaiting to happen. There's still moments where I have to meet certain people in order to get to where I've been dreaming about. To be able to travel this world and see all God has made. So, no. A regular 9 to 5? No. Nope. Debt free? Yes. To go and pay somebody debt off, buy somebody a car, do all of these wonderful things just to make sure that they good. That's what I'm talking about. I know you wrote a book. Have you ever tried to write a song or a stage play? Songs, yes. Stage play, the book Prayer Changes Things was actually going to be a play first, but now I rewritten it where it's actually going to be a book first, then go to a stage or a movie. And by the way, the book God's Blueprint is not the only book that I have written in. I've actually co-wrote books before, and they're actually on Amazon. But those books are not about God. The names of the books. I want to say More Moments. Uh, let's see if we. Camila. Was that my cloud then? Let's see. I want to say More Moments or Love Book. Give me a second. I'm going to try to find it. Okay, it's called More Moments. The Search for Love brings us to Love Speak, book number 3. I'm going to show you. And actually, I think this is only on Kindle, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if you guys can see this. And I think I was under Sunshine then. I don't think I put in. But yeah, it's called again More Moments. The Search for Love brings us to Love Speak, book number 3. And I think me and Ozell, I was a part of Love Speak, book number 2 as well. Yep. Sometimes you go back and I have forgotten. Yep, this one is called Musings. Musings, Love Speak. I was a part of that one too. Sometimes you I forgot that I did that. Wow. Yeah. So it was a combination of collections of love poems that we put together in a book. So yeah. And Love Book number 3, it was just me and him. Like the other ones probably had other authors. But Love Book number 3 was just me and Ozell. So yeah. What's your advice to someone figuring it out? Keep going. As you always tell me, give yourself grace. And you don't have to be in a rush. Try new things. This is like one thing about some of the people that I'm around now. Lita, I'll take her for instance. She would jump up and go anywhere at any given time. She is an explorer, which I love, because when you're always in a driver's seat, sometimes I don't look around to try to figure out stuff. I'm driving. But when you have a friend who takes the time to explore, ooh, that's a new color. Ooh, that's a new restaurant. Ooh, that's a new area. Meet me here. Wow, I never knew this place existed. Nah, it's the new spot. Sometimes, people are seasonal and you need them at that moment to bring out something else that you didn't know about yourself. She has gave me that more confidence and boldness to try different dishes, try different places, and be okay with it. Going out in different venues, different type of music. So you have those people that insert themselves to be a different version of you. So yeah, we get to talk and we find out that we have a lot in common, good, bad, or ugly, and we walk each other through it. Some of my other friends that are in these circles who I met through stages, you get to see them and encourage them to see themselves. Like we're literally, excuse this mirror, but we're the mirror to each other. Did that make sense? Are you guys having fun, enjoying having a conversation with me about me? I hope I'm not boring you guys. Ooh. How do you let go of things that are not good for you, but you want it so badly? Um, how do you let go of things that are not good for you? I'm still struggling with that. For me, I try to keep myself busy and it's still working on discipline. Because I know I shouldn't be drinking pop, but yet and still, I find myself still buying pop. So, um, yeah, it's a discipline thing. We don't want to get to a place where it's a forced thing because you have no choice. Um, I dealt with sugar where my sugar was 500, 6. Like, how are you still walking around? And I'm just boop, 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 boop. So I have to have healthier decisions, healthier choices for myself, or I'm gonna be in a hospital somewhere. Sometimes you have to call a friend. For some, is get in the scriptures, consecrate. It's not the easiest, but it's all about what you want. I started before I started this actually. I was in the beginning stages of watching the Tyler Perry documentary. 15 minutes in, I started crying. We just don't know the stories of these people. You looking at their glory, but you don't know the story that they had to go through to be that person. This man then told you he was abused to the point where he blacked out. Abusive father. And while he was running and hiding out, he was making up stories. He was sitting around the table listening to his mom and their girlfriends. And these characters came to life to him. His real life, he had to escape. And it was his imagination. So his imagination and his horrible bringing up is what you see now as a multimillionaire? Can you go through the pain that he went through if you didn't know that eventually it would pay off for you? Nobody asked to be abused. Nobody asked to be forced to be a pimp or a prostitute. Nobody asked that. Nobody asked to be molested. Nobody asked to be raped. Do you want that? When you've lost so much and you lost the one person or people who you felt like really loved you, what you gonna do now? What you got left? Well, even your attempts to suicide didn't even work. It gotta be a reason why I'm still here. Oh, it's gonna turn for my good. Oh, yes, it is. It's the moment why I keep going. I've been through too much to turn around now. And I'm not gonna cry. After a while, it all makes sense. It will all make sense. So, if that's it, absolutely. Bye bye to make all sense in the world. It's been a long journey, and I have glimpses of what it can be and what it's gonna be. Even in the ups and downs, at the biggest height of what you saw, I still was going through. But I can't let one monkey stop the show. Just can't. Freedom tastes too good to go back and fall into a cage again. Nope. Absolutely. Love you too. So, you guys, I'll be back on Thursday, this Thursday, with the Crowder kids. And I'm looking forward to it. I hope you guys got out something about me that you didn't know before. Every so often, you guys can, ask me questions. Feel free, if you have people in your circle that you feel like they need to tell their story, get in touch with me. I would love to have them on the show. It doesn't matter their status, if married, single, on stage, off stage, it doesn't matter. If they got something they want to promote, by all means, let's do it. Let's make history. So again, I believe in 6 degrees of separation. You're literally one person away, one advice away from where you need to be in your destiny. Moving over and over again since I started the show in 2020. Of course, this show has been sponsored by Blacktop Streetball Association. Check their website out with Wally Dixon, aka Main Event. I know I told you not too long ago he had surgery. His surgery was very successful. He is in recovery, and so you keep you guys in prayer with him. Also, a couple of people have lost their loved ones in the last 2 weeks. Please keep Jackie Johnson and her family in your prayers. One of our managers, mom passed away on Friday, so keep their family, the Condino family, in prayer as he lays his mom to rest this week. Show somebody that you love them. Tell them that you love them. Time is short and it's running out. Don't be one to have that conversation with regret. I'm done with it. I don't want to talk to it no more. So again, it's been real. Open up and share. You never know. The book says we are overcomers by the words, by the blood of the Lamb, and the words of our testimony. It's twofold. How is anybody going to overcome if you're constantly keeping your mouth shut? So again, this has been the Keeping It Real Conversation Show with your host, Camila Sunshine. You got something out of it tonight. Inside there in my soul. And I still ain't scratched the surface yet. If you haven't already, watch Black Cake. It's on Hulu. It's actually by Oprah and Mario Van Peebles. So yeah, it's very good. I love y'all. Support, subscribe, share, all those wonderful things. And I'll see you back on Thursday.